welcome to Perfectly
Imperfect.
Yes. My name's Mia, and this is Jan.
Hi, guys.
We're here today, starting a whole set of podcast series, basically.
Yeah.
We've been working on ourselves for over a year now. We're both doing it in very, very different ways, and we kind of came together and thought we would share some of our vulnerability, because we've learned that that's important, and the ways that we go about getting better, stronger, all things and above.
Definitely.
So we have quite a few topics to discuss. Me and Jan are both very different people, but we have known each other for...
What did we say? 15 years.
15 years. Both of our sons started in P1 together.
Oh, yeah.
But I think Jan was instantly attracted to me, no? You spied me out in the playground and was like, that's going to be my friend.
No, I actually seen the word, we're going to use the word vulnerability. I seen your vulnerability and thought, I'm going to go and talk to that girl.
Yeah. I had moved back from America after a very, very abusive relationship or marriage. So I was back in Scotland with 3 kids under 5, probably looking like a deer in headlights kind of a situation in this tiny primary school in what felt like the middle of nowhere to me, as you can tell by the accent.
Which was all very interconnected.
Yes. And I felt a little bit out of my depth. I was definitely the youngest mum in the playground. I looked like a 5-year-old with 3 children. So I think there was a lot of judgment being passed my way. Or I felt a lot of judgment being passed my way, but Jan immediately adopted me as one of her pals. And without you, I don't really know.
You haven't been able to
kick you since.
Yeah.
But that time was completely invaluable to me, especially when it comes to women supporting other women. Before we knew it, we were over at yours on Sunday, having roast dinners. Jake pretty much never left your house, which used to give me a great break. I just
we've
felt...
been through everything together, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've been through life together in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So we'll introduce ourselves and what we're going to be talking about. So basically today, and for the rest of the podcast, we want to talk about women's empowerment and how sometimes life can get to the point where it is just unbearable. Yeah. And it's a journey. You start off your journey and you're young and vivacious, and the world, you're going to take it all on. But actually, life can just chip at you and chip at you and chip at you. And about 3 years ago, or 2 and a bit years ago, we both had monumental years in our lives where things just crashed forward, and we were
burned.
And we
Seriously
were on
burned.
rock bottom. And it was like, how can we help women to dig themselves out of rock bottom and get up to the point that you're thriving? So 2 or 3 years ago, in a short period of time, I lost my sister, my oldest sister, who was the matriarch of my family, to sepsis. She went into hospital with a sickness bug, and 2 days later, she died of sepsis, which was a real shock. 2 days after that, my grandson was born 3 months premature, and he was tiny, and he nearly died. And that was 2 days after my sister had died. And then 6 months after that, my marriage, the person I had been with for 17 years, came to an abrupt end. And I got to a point, it was like, what else? I can't do this. And my whole life seemed to be over. And I just didn't know how I was going to carry on and live happy again ever. Round about that time, my brain was going super fast, and I decided then to address something that had been following us throughout my life since I was a young girl that I'd never really looked at, which was ADHD. And although I knew I had it, when all them things went wrong in my life, my ADHD brain took over, and it was at the front. And then decided, I'm going to go and I'm going to address this once and for all. And I did. I still kept it a secret because society tells me to do that. It's only been in the last, I would say, 6 months that I am actually saying to people, yeah, I have got this and it's not a disability. I accept it. So, yeah, that's my story. So we're going to be picking all the juicy bits out of that throughout the podcast and looking at all of it and how I am today now a confident, well-established person in my own right without anybody attached to it. How I'm thriving as a woman in a world that, yeah, it can be male domineering, but also in a world that is hard with social media, etc., and the pressure of cameras, lights, action, you know? Yeah. So, yeah. Mia,
my turn.
Over to you.
Over to me. Firstly, I'm going to apologise because I'm wearing my sunglasses and I sound probably not really like myself, but I definitely have a sinus infection going on. So
but you look cool.
I look cool, but this is the get up I'm wearing today. At least if I cry, you won't be able to see it. Yeah. Sometimes I get a little bit tearful, but good tears. It's good to cry. I mean, like my life, I would say back to back has been traumatic from the get-go. I don't think there's one. I mean, I guess what happened to me, like, I guess coming up to 1.5 years ago was probably like the final catalyst of a lot of things. Most of my childhood was pretty dark. And I think I spent a lot of time trying to run away from that darkness. Yeah. But because I wasn't taught certain things or so on and so forth, I just kept seeking out that same darkness. Mm-hmm. So I had to take a lot of responsibility in myself and my actions to make sure that I'm surrounded by really peaceful people or people that are reflective of the toxic behaviors. So my mum died in a very tragic way, and her partner had major influence on that. So that was quite horrific to me and my family. And then not long after that, the partner I was with for just about 3 years just all of a sudden patched me because I was upset that he went snowboarding the day after my mum's death instead of supporting me. So, yeah, that was quite a shock. I mean, I did a Mia, which I usually do. I'm used to being like surviving or in survival world. I mean, I've raised 3 children by myself, went to uni, excelled at uni. Now I'm an art and design lecturer and I do a lot of art and I have the biggest participatory artwork in Europe. Mm-hmm. So these are some pretty, well accomplishing things. But even throughout all those accomplishments, I don't think I really felt good enough. No. I didn't feel good enough. And I actually, if I'm being so really honest, I think only maybe in the last 6 to 7 months, I actually finally feel good enough. Yeah. Which is crazy because I've been so successful.
But I think sometimes it's recognizing that and then saying, actually, I'm good enough.
Yeah.
And you
I mean, I can just leave it now. I've done all the things, anything more now is really a bonus to what I've already done. But quite immediately after everything that happened with my mom and my ex-partner, I was trying to do a Mia and I was just trying to full head on, go back to work, be just as accomplished as I always am. But that is not what happened to me. Literally from one day to the next, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I had tremors, I was shaking, I was diagnosed with PTSD, I was on all kinds of medication. I spent about 6 or 7 months on diazepam, which also had a lot of other knock-on effects. I felt so weak and so vulnerable, and I don't think I've ever been so scared in my life because I've never been that way. Yeah. I've always been I can handle anything. So I felt like there was something really wrong with me, like I had broken. I'm broken and I can't fix it. And I felt terrible to my children. The guilt was so...
Mom guilt.
So real.
Yeah.
So real. And then I had to move house and I had to do a whole load of things. But I have always been lucky enough to have, I always say, all the gals around me.
Yeah, a supportive group.
And I would say they're pretty much my family. So if it wasn't for all of them, everybody packing me up, helping me move, looking after my children, being my rock supports.
Yeah.
I know getting back up is a lot of me, but it's also a lot of being vulnerable with other people.
Yeah.
And I'm always known as being the strongest. I'm everybody's stone. I'm everybody's rock. But for the first time ever, I think I really scared everyone because they weren't used to seeing me that way.
Yeah. Because I think, you know, what we've discussed before is the human body and the human brain can only take so much before it breaks. And you don't think it's going to, but it just shuts down. And I think that's what happened with you, isn't it?
My body just shut down.
Yeah.
It couldn't do anything. I didn't sleep for weeks on end. It was tough going.
Yeah, so that's all the bad parts. But what the good part is, I think fundamentally what this podcast is about is you can be in them places. You can think, oh my God, my life is, terrible. But you can also get that fire in your belly and get that fight in your belly that actually, this isn't my story. No. This is not my story. I don't want this to be my story. And it might be that you do.
And also, you just don't want it to control a sequent, like a substantial amount of years of your life. Yeah. We're only living once.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste what I've got left of my 30s being so
exactly
effed in the head,
But I think what is definitely important is both of us recognise actually to really move on with a happy and fulfilled life, we need to heal. So we both took different routes on healing. I took the holistic route, where I dived into holistics. You took climbing up the mountains and
starting an art class.
Starting a nude art class.
Nude art class.
You missed
I missed out the nudie bit.
Yeah. And I started sister circles, where I brought women together to heal together and in different, more holistic routes. But inevitably, we both recognise, but healing nowadays is so different. Like years ago, healing.
People didn't used to share their healing journeys at all.
No, it was a taboo.
Healing was like a taboo. Yeah. Go to the doctors, maybe get put on some antidepressants, and you'll be all right in some time.
Yeah. And alcohol, and when my marriage first split up, I didn't drink alcohol for a while, but then I did, and I thought, you know what, this is not good for my body. Nothing against alcohol. Do I like a drink when I'm out socialising? Absolutely, but alcohol's not really for me. It sends me into a tizzy. But inevitably, the fact is, we did do work. We both went to therapy. I think
I'm still a therapy goer.
I was delayed. I met someone in between that, and it was a lovely relationship, but inevitably it told me I'm not healed, I've got work to do. So I thought, right, while I'm by myself for now, I'm gonna heal.
Yeah,
and I have done loads of woo-woo, which I love woo-woo.
I know.
Crystals, all them kind of things, cacao, all the things that people can readily get themselves and heal from the inside out. Sound therapy, EFT, emotional freedom technique, tapping. That's more for my ADHD. But so it's doable because we're both thriving now. Yeah. We both are loving life.
I think we're thriving from all the different techniques we've learned.
Yeah.
And although they're very different, I do also think I don't know if you feel the same, but I feel like if anything ever happens to me again, I know exactly what to do to fix myself. If I'm having a tough time in a week or so on and so forth, I'm like, oh, wait, I have to check back on, did I get the amount of hours of sleep that I needed to? Did I eat the meals I needed to? Did I see my friends as much as I needed to? So I'm much better at filling up my cup than I ever was before, because I never took care of myself before.
No.
Never.
I mean, to be fair, like, I thought I had healed after my marriage, but life is always going to trigger you, and you think, I'm all right, and then you get triggered and you think, oh, actually, maybe I'm not. So this podcast is basically about all them things and the other things in between that people don't talk about, but us being us, we want to talk about it. So and I hope you tune in for the next episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and it's goodbye from me.
And me.
Bye.
Bye.